Happy Friday. I hope that you are having a really great day and a great end to the week. I hope that you are starting to experience some more energy and maybe starting to feel better, maybe coming out of that brain fog a little bit, hopefully. Okay, so actually today's homework that you're going to see at some point is to post a fun GIF of, how you're feeling right now. So show us how you're feeling in a funny way. It can be terrible. It can be woohoo, happy, like whatever it is. And also give us something that we can celebrate with you, right? It is really important to keep each other encouraged and really support each other. And we can't do that if we don't know how to celebrate you. So make sure to let us know something that we can celebrate for you this week. And it does not have to be food related. It doesn't have to be related to this challenge, but yay if it is, right? Great. Either, whatever it is, just give us something that we can celebrate. Okay. All right, number 2, before we get into my 3 tips for eating out is you got an email. Sorry, my dog's barking. You got an email yesterday about the Willpower webinar that is on Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time. I hope that you can make it live, okay? Because if you can make it live, I'm going to be giving you some printable resources that will directly coincide with what we're talking about. And I know that that's going to be really helpful if you're wanting to implement. And this Willpower webinar is going to be especially helpful for those of you that had every intention of starting this week and then have just either fallen off the wagon or just really had a really difficult time staying away from those temptations or keeping up with the meal plan and that kind of thing. Not necessarily like meal plan, right? Like our direct meal plan. If you've been doing something different, but you're staying within the guide, that's totally okay too, but staying within that parameter. So if that speaks to you, if you're somebody who has been having trouble with that and you just found this, really difficult, this is for you. This is for you. I'm giving you all the tips to be able to walk away and be able to do this for yourself in the future, right? Okay. All right. 3 tips for eating out and staying healthy, because even though it's definitely best if you abstain from eating out right now while you are in a 10 to 14 day detox, because it just helps. It's too tempting if you go out to eat. You guys, I came home from gymnastics, our busy night last night, and my husband had gotten fusacles, which is fried chicken fingers, for himself and my daughter, and I'm on day 4, and I don't have anything prepared, which I told you guys not to do. I'm about to eat my spinach salad. It was tough. I did it, but it was tough. So that is one reason why, just don't eat out right now. However, we're not gonna not live our life. We want to eat out. And also you want to eventually be eating a lifestyle that is what I refer to as 80-20. 80% healthy, plant-based, from the earth food, minimally processed, good for your body, depending on your body type. Most of the women that I work with who have trouble with weight loss, we are usually, I say we because I'm the same way, we are usually ones who typically don't metabolize starchy carbohydrates very well. And so we really have to be cautious of that within our diet. Doesn't mean we have to abstain from it forever, but it is something that it's an indulgence. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So 80% you're eating whole foods from the earth, sticking with your veggies and fruits and all that good stuff. And 20% live your life and have fun. Okay? All right. That is how I live. And that is why I do this sugar detox for myself after every holiday season, just to kind of reboot the body. Okay. So yeah, 80-20. Okay. So when you're eating out, tips for staying healthy. Number 1 is look at the menu before you go. Definitely look at the menu before you go. Lots of places have the lighter side menu where they offer, even then you really kind of have to look at what it is, depending on the places. I will say franchise places and, let me put it this way. The local farm to table places where it's more expensive to go eat, those are usually the ones that are going to have the best food options for healthier meals. That being said, you can absolutely still find stuff, but look to the lighter side of the menu. But the biggest thing is look at the menu before you go. You can always pull them up and look them up online. And that way you can pick out what you're going to have before you are sitting down at the table hungry. Because what happens? Right? We sit down at the table, we're with our spouse or we're with friends or whatever. And the minute you sit down, you start talking. The waiter comes. You've glanced over the menu, but you really haven't looked at it. And you do one of two things. You order what you always ordered out of habit, like what's comfortable for you out of habit, or you're going to order what somebody else at the table orders because, oh, that sounds good and I hadn't looked at it, right? It happens. It happens to all of us, especially those of us that, like to engage and talk and stuff, right? Happens to me all the time. So the best thing that you can do is plan ahead, look at the menu ahead of time, you know what you're going to have, and then also you're not in the moment and feeling temptation and feeling like you are depriving yourself of what you really want, right? Because you've already looked at the menu, you've already planned ahead, you know that you're going to put this, you're going to choose this this good option. I hate to say good and bad, I hate to label like that, but this option, because this is what you really want and it's going to be good and healthy for you, okay? If you get into that moment and you are not in the middle of, it depends on what season of life we're in. If you are actively trying to lose weight and we're trying to keep our body into the fat burning mode, then we do actually have to be picky about what we choose, okay? On the other hand, if you're in maintenance mode and you're not actively trying to lose weight, have an indulgence, live your life, okay? All right. Number 2 is drink water. When we are water or unsweetened tea, but when we drink Cokes or juices or cocktails and wine and beer, all of those things, like I talked about yesterday, have those empty calories. Juice is full of sugar, okay? You wouldn't sit down and eat 6 apples at a time. But when you drink an 8-ounce glass of apple juice, that's what you're doing. You are consuming the sugar intake of 6 apples. We don't need that, okay? So go eat an apple, don't drink the juice. Okay, and also drinking water in between your cocktails, right? So if we've got a glass of wine, drink your glass of water in between those glasses of wine. You're not going to take in as much of those empty calories, and you'll feel better in the morning. And because when you get to talking, it just flows, right? I know, I've been there. I know it does for me. So drinking water in between your cocktails is going to keep you hydrated, you're going to feel better in the morning, and you're not going to consume as much empty calories. Trust me, your head will thank you. All right, number 3 is don't be afraid to be that girl. Y'all know that girl when you're sitting at the table or you hear it in a restaurant or whatever, and they order off the menu and they're asking 100 questions and they're, what oil is this cooked in? Or, I want this, but I don't want asparagus. What can you give me instead? I want you to be that girl, okay? Because that girl is asking for what she wants, and there is nothing wrong with that. So don't be afraid to ask the waiter for what you want and what you need. Don't be afraid, okay? A lot of us, women specifically, we feel like we need to be seen and not heard, and there's all of these belief systems that go with women, and being afraid to speak up, and being afraid that to what is the word I'm looking for? being afraid to like make somebody else's job harder. Okay, I can't think of like the one word that goes with that, but you know, being afraid to put somebody else out, right? Put somebody else out and make them, whatever, like just ask for what you want. You deserve what you want and you are allowed to have it. The only thing keeping you from that is your fear of asking for what you want. So give yourself permission to say, I want this, but no bun. And when you bring it out, oh, I forgot this tip. When you bring it out, will you please box up half? You can ask. That's the fourth tip that I left out. You can ask for them to box up half before it comes out, or you can ask them to bring a box with the meal, and then you go ahead and box up half and put it in. Because if you are eating at most places, they are giving us way more food in a portion size than you actually need. We know that, right? That's a no-brainer. So asking to have it boxed or boxing it yourself, half of it, before you even start eating, is gonna take that pressure off. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Because again, we start talking, and what happens when you start talking, right? You sit there and you keep eating, or you keep drinking, and you keep, because you're having fun, right? It's natural. So if you will think about these tips ahead of time, then you can go and enjoy yourself and not have anything to worry about, and keep yourself going strong. Okay. All right, y'all, make sure to post in the group and let me know what we can support you with and what we can celebrate you with. And I hope to see you on Sunday, right? We're gonna cover a lot of stuff that's really gonna be helpful in terms of increasing willpower, decreasing stress, and decreasing cravings, okay? All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.